Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It's 5 o'clock. It is Wednesday. We are live at 5. Wednesday without fail. Every Wednesday without fail, unless there's a hurricane or a tornado or I'm sick. I usually wait a few minutes for people to jump on as they get notified as they have registered. We had a few people register, quite a few this time. So I'm going to wait a few minutes and see who's going to jump on. This is kind of a funky week because people are getting their kids back into school, and it's the last week of vacation, so it's kind of like two things going on at the same time. But I will wait a few minutes. Can everyone hear me? Just want to do a sound check and make sure everyone can hear me here. Let's see. Can everyone hear me? Put it here. All right. Let's see. Can everyone hear me? I don't know. I have something went wrong. Audio good. All right. Okay. So I'm going to get started. If you're watching this on replay, that is fine too. A lot of people will catch this on replay later on. My name, if you don't know who I am yet, my name is Cheryl Hazer, and this is the Sisters Who Scale weekly live training. For those of you that might be tuning in for the first time, a big welcome to you. I love Wednesdays because I get to connect with all of you on these trainings. I get to hear from all of you, see how your weeks are going, and see what changes you are making or you need help with in your business. We talk every week on a different topic related to the cleaning industry, and we solve problems. So a little bit about myself. I own a maid service called Maid. We do mostly residential, but we also do commercial and power washing. I'm about 40 minutes north of Boston, Massachusetts, and I started the company by myself. I started solo cleaning like a lot of you. I was a single parent at the time. I started cleaning to take care of my little boy. Yep, that's right. I needed that extra money. I also needed the flexibility of being able to pick my son up at school and not stick him in daycare when he was younger, because I really didn't want to do that after him being in school all day. So I don't sugarcoat anything. Why? Because I like dealing with the face value of situations. We are in business, and in business, you got to learn to be a little tough. It's not a walk in the park. It takes guts, it takes risk, it takes fortitude, and the willingness to delay your gratification, because there's a lot of that. All right. And tonight we're going to talk about why you actually aren't where you want to be right now. Right. We're going to cut the bullshit and we're going to get to the root of the problem. And I don't like spending a lot of time talking about stuff that doesn't matter. So in this group, we talk about real-time solutions, real-time problems, and things that can actually help you make small changes in your business today. All right. Let me check in and see if anyone is here. So, yep. So we're just going to keep going. So that $1 million 7-figure mark, everyone is after it. It's like the pinnacle of success for your maid service, right? Many people aspire to own $1 million cleaning company because it represents financial freedom, personal fulfillment, and the achievement of entrepreneurial success. And let's face it, it's cool, right? If you can pull off getting to the $1 million mark, it's cool as shit. You're a badass at that point, right? But many people don't actually realize what it takes to get to that $1 million mark, okay? And when you're not there yet, it's a huge learning curve. And if you're doing it alone, it can be scary, it can be difficult. So, and that's one of the reasons why I became a coach, because I knew I could help a lot of people get over their fears, strengthen their mindset, and even change their mindsets, because there's so much to know. And I hate when an owner comes to me that's been beaten up so much and hasn't seeked out any help. It's almost like they're too far gone for help, right? And that's one of the biggest things that $1 million cleaning business owners do, is they seek out mentorship, they seek out a coach, they seek out programs, because they understand they cannot do it alone. No one can, right? No one knows everything. Otherwise, you'd be a trillionaire. right? If it's such a thing. So let's talk about exactly what you need to do to forge your $1 million cleaning service. Okay, the first thing that not a lot of people like, right? Not a lot of people like this is you need to understand the concept of delayed gratification. Okay, what is that? Has anyone heard of that before? So, delayed gratification is the art of resisting immediate rewards in favor of greater benefits down the road. Okay, a skill that's about as popular as a vegetable platter at a kid's birthday party, but twice as valuable. It's a complete superpower, and all $1 million cleaning business owners have it. Okay, so mastering delayed gratification is the number one superpower in owning a business. So while everyone is chasing that dopamine hit, the smart ones understand that building a solid business takes time and the willingness to do whatever it takes. And it takes a mental fortitude, and it allows you to keep moving forward. So when everyone else is busy chasing shiny objects, the person with the total understanding of delayed gratification is the one who's going to win the race. Does this make sense? So it's saying no to the tempting slice of cake now so you can say yes to fitting into your favorite jeans later. Okay, it's investing in yourself and betting on yourself that you're going to come out the winner. And we all know that phrase, good things come to those who wait, but great things come to those who wait strategically. Okay, there's a difference. Think about that. Great things come to those who wait strategically. So there's an intense strategy that comes with this, with getting to that $1 million mark. And many of you say you want it, but are you really willing to work at it, right? Who here someday would like to see their company hit $1 million? Show of hands. Say who here would like to, hear their company hit $1 million, right? So let me ask you this. Are you consistent with your social media posting so that you have a steady stream of incoming clients coming in? Have you mastered your Maid service training so well that you rarely get quality complaints? Do you know your exact formula for how you charge your clients? Are you charging enough? Do you have dependable employees that consistently show up for you, right? These things $1 million owners have all mastered. They understand the power of consistency, of doing things when they don't want to, right? They're willing to wait for the good stuff. So when I work with people, I ask a bunch of questions in the beginning. Sometimes I get the truth, sometimes I don't get the truth, or at least right away. But sometimes after a while, when people start to open up to me, we get to see that they aren't consistent. Like, for example, let me an example can I think of? Like, so people will say to me, I can't get any leads, no new business is coming in. And then I ask them, okay, what are you doing for lead generation, right? And they say, well, I posted on my Facebook business page this week that I had openings for a deep clean, but no one contacted me. So do you realize that there is a whole strategy behind how you run social media pages? There's a consequence, not a consequence, there's a sequence of event, right, of how you do things, that your brand needs to be fleshed out. It needs to be aligned with your core values, the mission of your company, before you can even think about starting to post. And this is one of the major things I teach in the Drop Them Up and Scale program. I teach you how to organically, so you're not paying for ads, how to organically attract your target market and get high paying clients. You don't get high paying clients, okay, unless your brand is a standout brand and people know your reputation in the community. So the next thing, that's knowing, that is understanding the concept of delayed gratification, because it's hard, because you want everything now. You want to make the money now. You want to be making, $500,000 right now, but it has to be done in a series of steps. Okay. So you also need to understand the concept of fortitude. So fortitude is, the definition is the mental and emotional strength that allows a person to face difficulties, danger, or pain, right? Which you do with courage and resilience. It's the grit you have, right? It's to continue with something when sometimes it feels like the walls are closing in on you. That's fortitude, that's strength, right? Imagine fortitude as your inner tough guy, the part that stands firm for you when life tries to push you around, okay? It's what keeps you going when you'd rather throw in the towel and binge watch your favorite reality TV show, right? Fortitude is that voice in your head that says, you've got this. While your legs are screaming, let's go home. During the last mile, it's shut up and do it mentality, right? It's this quality that helps you weather the storms that happen in life, right? And makes you tougher, right? It's what fortitude is, what gets you through Monday mornings, get you through tax season, get you through family reunions, right? Anything like that, right? So fortitude is your emotional and mental endurance. It's not about being fearless. It's about being scared and doing stuff anyways, okay? Makes sense? All right. So it's the ability to face life's challenges head on, even when those challenges come and your courage feels like it's just not there. So when life throws you a curveball, the fortitude is your bat. Makes sense? If this makes sense, say makes sense, just so I know. So if you want to forge this $1 million cleaning business like we're talking about, you gotta be tough, right? You gotta be tough. The stuff that's gonna be thrown at you all the time. You won't make it if you're not tough. Period. It's not going to happen until you put the work in, right? Until you put the time in. It's given to those who work their asses off for it. It's not given to you just because you want it. It's a huge difference, right? So with that being said, you also have to be open-minded. You have to be flexible, right? Why do you have to be open-minded? Because it involves maintaining a willingness to consider new ideas, right? Things you may never thought of, and new perspectives, new approaches to things, even when they challenge the norms, right? Or they challenge your personal beliefs. Maybe you never thought of something the same way. I see this a lot because owners are so used to doing things in a certain way, and it's hard for them to change. But if you're doing something in your maid service and it's not working, you have to change your mindset to get that ultimate result, right? Okay. So your open-mindedness allows you to adapt to a changing market, to conditions, to technology advancements, because God knows we know that they're happening all the time, right? And a shift in consumer preferences, all right? So this enables you to identify an opportunity that may come your way, or identify a potential threat that might be overlooked by those, that may have a more rigid mindset, right? Open-minded owners are the most successful owners you'll ever find. In the cleaning industry, in the plumbing industry, in the tech industry, any industry, open-minded owners are the most successful owners. The ones that are open to learning new strategies and systems. Unfortunately, the rigid ones, they just don't make it, right? They just don't make it. The ones who don't want to change, the negative mindset people, the ones who blame others for their shortcomings. I hate to say it, but like I told you in the beginning, I don't sugarcoat anything. It's a tough pill to swallow, I know. And when something isn't working, it's easier to blame the employees or blame the clients. But in reality, there is something that you could have done better to fix the situation. There always is. There always is. So I always look inside, right? If there's something I could have done to change the outcome, right? And people don't like to look at themselves first. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. It's easier to blame other people. But the reality is 9 times out of 10, and I see this now because I work with owners all over across the country and Canada, I see this. 9 times out of 10, you as an owner could have changed something, could have changed the way you do something and had a different outcome. Right? So being open-minded, you learn stuff that you may have never known before, okay? Learning a new way of training your staff, maybe. Would you be open to that if it made you more money? If you profited from learning a new system of training a staff and moving them through houses faster so you could add an additional house on 5 days a week, and you moved through the houses faster so cut your labor down, would you be open to something like that? Think about that. That's putting money in your pocket. Why wouldn't you be open to that? I don't know, right? Learning a new way of taking payments so you're not chasing clients for money. Who here has chased people for money? That's not fun. No. Chasing people for money is not fun at all. Is not fun. So, what else? Learning how to create a great sales package. You can close high-paying clients, right? Learning how to write great hiring ads so you're not throwing just some random thing up on Facebook and hiring any, Tom, Dick, and Harry that just says, hey, I need a job, right? You don't want those people. You want qualified applicants, right? I have clients that went through the Drop Them Off accelerator. Leah Elizabeth from Trinity, Florida, which is like Tampa Bay. She didn't have a process when she started, a process or a sales package when she went to New Estimates, right? She was all about, and she was just tired of people lowballing her for her services, right, to pay her low. All these tire kickers who didn't want to pay. So she joined us and Dropped Them Off last fall, and she learned how to create a killer sales package, put it in a nice pink folder to match her branding, and she gets compliments all the time. And now she's closing high-paying clients. She even got a Google review, and someone in the Google review said the package was like, it was a nice presentation. So she put that together while in the program with me. Leah knew something wasn't working for her. She invested in herself. She learned how to do something better that was going to help her, and she implemented it, and she went from 8,000 to just about 20,000 in 6 months of being in the program. That's a big jump. That's a big jump, and that's the difference, right? That's the big difference, because she was open-minded to change. It was her open-mindedness that helped her make the necessary changes, right? So, adopting a never say die attitude. I have one. Do you have one? Who here has an adopting never say die attitude, right? What do Rocky Balboa, Tom Brady, and Simone Biles have in common? What do they have in common? What would we say that they have in common? They never quit. In the face of defeat, they never quit. Their persistent determination and resilience while you're in the phase of adversity is what it takes. The ability to keep getting up after a situation continues to knock you down, right? No one remembers the losers. They only remember the winners. And why is that? Because the winners crossed over steel to get where they are. Nobody cares about your setbacks, right? They care about your comebacks, right? They're the underdogs. Everyone loves comebacks, underdogs, right? The ones who everyone said couldn't do it, right? The underdogs. Those are the people that are remembered. So you have to understand one thing. You can't beat someone who doesn't give up, right? You aren't going to win against that. You're not going to beat someone that doesn't give up, who keeps getting up. That's mental toughness. So you can't lose if you don't quit, right? If you keep getting up, regardless of your employees quitting on you, your clients canceling on you, and you're willing to learn why those things are happening, you're eventually going to get better. So then when this is tied to your open-mindedness, your fortitude, your willingness to work for that delayed gratification we talk about, you become unstoppable, right? And being unstoppable is what gets you to that 7-figure Maid service business. Because if you keep going despite of everything, you're eventually going to achieve what you want. You're just going to put your mind to it. Just got to put your mind to it. You're just going to put your mind to it. So I'm on the back end here. I'm not seeing anyone, so I'm not sure if we're having... Facebook's been doing some monkey things. So, okay, the next thing that $1 million cleaning business owners do is they invest in advanced trainings and mentorship, right? The last thing that $1 million, how do I say this? The first thing that $1 million cleaning business owner understands is learning what they don't know. Seeking out knowledge, seeking out a mentor, someone that will hold them accountable, or something that will hold them accountable, keeping them focused, because it's hard to stay focused all the time without any support, right? Someone that has access to experience and knowledge, a person that's been through it, right, through a series of challenges, that you're likely facing or are going to face or have faced, right? And these people provide insights, strategies, and advice based on real world experience, helping you to avoid these common pitfalls to make better decisions, right? Setting goals, right? The strategy behind setting goals. A mentor, a group, they can help you set realistic goals to develop a clear roadmap to achieve the goals, right? They assist in creating effective strategies, refining business plans, and focusing on what truly matters for growth, right? Also being held accountable. People that are held accountable, do you know that people that are held accountable are 5 times more likely to grow a profitable business? 5 times more than people can try and do it on their own, right? It's a big piece of it. So, and the reason why is because doing this alone is lonely. You have no one to bounce ideas off of. You don't know what's working, what's not working. Could you do something better, right? And it's hard to stay focused all the time by yourself, right? It's hard. So having a mentor holds you accountable. They're a sounding board. You bounce things off of them. They check in on your progress. They push you to stay focused. They encourage you to take consistent action. And you have to realize that massive action is going to produce massive results. So if there's no action taken by you, there is no results. So this accountability is a game changer because it ensures that you stay on track even when the motivation dips, because the motivation is going to dip. I'm not going to lie to you. It is going to dip. You're going to get in a funk. You will need positive reinforcement, right? And that is what a mentor can help you do, right? Growth is uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie to you. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Challenges are uncomfortable, right? But in order for you to get to the other side, you need to go through them. And if you go through them with someone who's already been where you are, you're gonna avoid so many more pitfalls than if you try to do it by yourself, right? And this is worth all the weight in gold because time is our most precious commodity, right? It's the most precious commodity. It's worth more than diamonds, worth more than gold, you name it, right? This business is all about creating the business, getting out of the field, you can have time freedom and an income comes in. That's what you want. So you can see where it all needs to tie in, right? Your delayed gratification, your open-mindedness, your fortitude, having that never say die attitude to seek out help for your business. And if you have these 5 winning things, you can grow $1 million cleaning business, but you have to have all of them. You can't be missing one of them, right? You can't be missing one. It's not going to work like that. Not going to work like that at all. So the owners of the Drop Them Off and the Sisters Elite Circle, which is the graduate program from the Drop Them Off, they're smashing their boundaries. They're getting massive results. Janet Baker just went from 8,000 a month to hitting just under 20,000 a month. She learned how to organically attract her high-paying clients on social media. It's something that I teach. It's something that I did myself. I grew my own business to 700,000 a year and above, not paying a dime for ads. If I can do it, you can do it. All right. I learned how to do this myself. Now I teach it. Janet's done it. She has like 5 to 6 intakes a week coming in every single week, getting new clients, hiring. I mean, it's amazing like what she's done. She showed up to class every single week. She didn't miss anything, and she did the program, and it worked. Of course it works. It's only going to work if you do it. Okay? It's only going to work if you do it. Candace Langham, she completely filled up her schedule. She's on her way to $250,000 a year, up from $90,000 a year, less than a year ago. And she just told me yesterday she won. Candace is, she did the Drop Them Off. She's in the Sisters Elite. She's coming to the in-person retreat in Seabrook in 2 weeks. She just won a $10,000 jobber grant, right? You guys are going to congratulate her. She was one of 15 in the whole country that won a $10,000 grant. The $10,000 grant with jobbers. So she gets $10,000 infused cash into her accounts. She's kicked ass. I couldn't be more proud of her. Like, I could not be more proud of her. If you want to talk to someone who came from not having a belief system to kicking ass. Talk to Candace. She showed up. She trusted, first of all, she trusted me to lead her, right? That's a big thing. She trusted me to lead her. I was there with her every step of the way. She came to class. She took advantage of talking with me over Messenger, anytime, which is part of the program. She did the work. She did the homework. She fell flat on her face. She kept getting up. She kept getting up. She's resilient and persistent and motivated, and now she's kicking complete ass, and now she's on her way to making $250,000 a year. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. It's not done making excuses for yourself. So if you're thinking that it's your time and you want to build your company the right way and you're not sure how to, or you're confused, or you're stuck, or you're overwhelmed, we should have a chat. You DM me. You can write on this thread, drop them up. I will reach out. I do a Zoom call. I ask you a bunch of questions. Not everyone is ready for the program. That's what I can say. I don't work with everyone, but the goal of having a Zoom is for me to ask you a bunch of questions to qualify you, to see if you're qualified enough to enter the program. So if you would like to see if you are, DM me, drop them up, or message me, drop them up on this thread. I hope this was a helpful training. I would like you all to get to $1 million, because it's amazing, right? It's amazing. And you all can do it if you have these 5 things. You can't have 4, you can't have 3, you have to have 5. All right, well, you all have an amazing evening, and I will see you soon. All right, bye.